Most women have no idea that the colors they wear can instantly make an outfit look cheap, worn out, or completely unpolished. You can spend good money on beautiful pieces, but if they're in the wrong shades, they drag your entire look down. These are the colors that make your skin look tired, your clothes look dated, and your style look far less expensive than it actually is. Welcome back to Evergreen Styles, the channel that helps you dress smarter, look fresher, and feel confident in every outfit. If you're ready to elevate your wardrobe without buying a single new piece, you're in the right place. Make sure you hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a new episode. And stay with me until the end, because the last color is one most women wear all the time, and it's quietly aging them more than anything else. Color number 1, dull beige. Dull beige is one of those colors that many women gravitate toward because it seems neutral, safe, and timeless, but it's actually one of the fastest ways to make an outfit look flat and inexpensive. This particular version of beige has a muted, muddy undertone that drains all the life out of your clothes. Instead of giving you that soft, elegant minimalism you might be aiming for, it settles on the body like a film and makes even well-tailored pieces look shapeless. On mature skin, it dulls the complexion, exaggerates shadows around the mouth and eyes, and removes the natural warmth that makes the face appear bright and lifted. It doesn't matter if the garment itself is premium quality. When the shade is this washed out, it steals all the richness from the outfit. Another big issue with dull beige is how it interacts with fabric. Because the color has very little depth, it highlights every detail of the material in the harshest way. If the fabric is even slightly cheap, stiff, or thin, dull beige amplifies those flaws and makes the garment look bargain bin. Even high-end fabrics like cashmere, wool blends, or linen lose their luxurious shine in this tone because the color absorbs light instead of reflecting it. This is why a $150 beige sweater can look less refined than a $30 one in a better shade. In photos and video, the effect becomes even stronger. Dull beige makes the entire outfit appear flat and blurred, as if you're blending into the background rather than standing out with intention. The good news is that shifting just a few shades up or down from dull beige makes a huge difference. Warm camel, soft taupe, rich oatmeal, and creamy stone all add dimension and create a polished, elegant look without overwhelming your wardrobe. These tones flatter mature skin by adding warmth and glow instead of pulling it downward. They also elevate the texture of your fabrics, making knits, coats, and trousers look richer instantly. If you love neutrals but feel like your outfits always look off, replace dull beige with fuller, deeper neutrals and watch how quickly your entire wardrobe starts looking more expensive. Color number 2, faded black. Faded black is one of the most deceptive colors in a wardrobe because women reach for black expecting it to look sharp, slimming, and expensive. But once black loses its depth, it turns into a weak, washed-out grayish tone that instantly makes clothing look old and worn down. Instead of giving you that crisp, clean contrast that true black provides, faded black settles on the skin like a shadow and emphasizes every sign of tiredness. It highlights under-eye circles, brings out uneven tones in the complexion, and removes the structure from your outfit. Even the best tailoring can't save faded black because the color itself communicates age, wear, and neglect. The biggest problem with faded black is that it reveals the life cycle of your clothes more than almost any other color. When black starts losing pigment, the fabric looks thinner, the seams appear more stressed, and the entire piece takes on a dull, chalky appearance. Leggings, t-shirts, sweaters, and denim are the worst offenders because repeated washing strips the richness out of the dye quickly. Instead of looking intentional or elegant, faded black gives the impression that the garment has been overused or that the fabric wasn't good quality to begin with. On camera or in bright daylight, this effect is even harsher because the uneven coloring becomes more visible and creates a patchy, tired look. The simplest shift is to replace faded black with deeper, more saturated alternatives. Jet black, inky black, charcoal, and even deep navy restore that clean, confident effect that people expect when they reach for dark clothing. These shades create a more defined silhouette, brighten the complexion rather than dragging it down, and keep your outfits looking modern rather than worn out. If you love wearing dark colors but feel your outfits look a little flat or aged, switching out faded black for richer tones will instantly make your wardrobe look fresher, sharper, and far more expensive. Color number 3. Neon yellow. Neon yellow is one of the loudest, most eye-catching colors you can wear, but it's also one of the fastest ways to make an outfit look cheap and unrefined. This shade doesn't just stand out, it dominates everything around it, which means it competes with your features instead of complementing them. On mature skin, neon yellow can highlight sallowness, emphasize uneven tones, and make the complexion look dull rather than bright. Instead of creating a stylish statement, it tends to give the outfit a harsh, artificial glow that feels more like fast fashion than thoughtful styling. Even beautifully designed pieces lose their elegance when dyed in a fluorescent tone. Another problem with neon yellow is how it exaggerates the texture of fabric. Bright fluorescents tend to show every crease, wrinkle, and seam in the worst possible way, making clothing look flimsy or thin. Unless the fabric is exceptionally high quality, neon yellow draws attention to imperfections you normally wouldn't notice. It also creates a sharp, almost reflective finish on synthetic materials, which is why it's often associated with inexpensive trends and sporty casual wear. From a distance, neon yellow flattens the entire outfit and removes any sense of depth or richness. Instead of looking vibrant, it ends up looking loud and unpolished. If you genuinely enjoy yellow, there are far better versions that look elegant and grown. Soft buttery yellow, golden honey, warm marigold, and muted mustard all give you the brightness you're craving without overpowering the look. These shades have more depth, which makes them flatter against mature skin and easier to pair with neutrals and accessories. They give the outfit a warm, elevated quality instead of a neon glow. So if you love the idea of yellow, but want to avoid looking overly bold or inexpensive, shifting from neon to richer, softer yellows will instantly bring sophistication and balance back to your wardrobe. Color number 4. Dirty white. Dirty white is one of the sneakiest colors that can pull an outfit down, because most women think they're reaching for a crisp neutral when in reality, they're choosing a shade that looks tired from the moment it's put on. This version of white has a faint gray, yellow, or dingy undertone that gives clothing a worn-down, aged appearance even if the garment is brand new. Instead of brightening your face the way true white does, dirty white makes the complexion look dull and shadowed. It settles on the skin in a way that emphasizes dryness and uneven tones, removing the clean, fresh look people expect from lighter shades. The worst part is that it blends into the background rather than popping, so the outfit ends up looking washed out instead of intentional. This color also has a habit of exposing fabric issues you'd never notice in better shades. When white isn't truly white, it highlights thinness in materials, uneven texture, and even the slightest pilling or wear. Tops and blouses suffer the most because they sit close to the face where lighting is unforgiving. Even expensive fabrics like cotton poplin or wool suiting lose their crispness when dyed in a dirty white. In photos or bright lighting, the color becomes even more unflattering. It reflects light unevenly, creating shadowy patches that make clothing appear older than it is. This is why some white t-shirts or white button-downs never look clean or polished, no matter how well you style them. The solution is to shift toward whites with clarity and purpose. Crisp white is the brightest and gives that fresh, expensive feel instantly. Ivory adds softness while still looking elevated and flattering on mature skin. Soft cream brings warmth and richness without looking dull or dusty. These tones reflect light beautifully, lift the face, and enhance the quality of the fabric instead of exposing its flaws. If you've been feeling like your white pieces always look a little off, switching out dirty white for truer, more intentional whites will completely transform how polished your outfits look. Color number 5. Muddy olive green. Muddy olive green is one of those colors that seems practical and neutral, but it quietly works against you every time you wear it. This version of olive has a heavy brown-gray undertone that gives clothing a flat, swampy appearance. Instead of adding depth or structure to an outfit, it weighs everything down and makes the entire look feel dull. On mature skin, this shade can emphasize redness, uneven tones, or sallowness, depending on your undertone. It doesn't reflect light well, so it settles across the body like a shadow, removing vibrancy from both the outfit and your features. Even when the garment is well made, muddy olive has a talent for making it appear older, duller, and far less refined. Fabric reacts especially poorly to this color because the muteness of muddy olive exposes texture flaws instead of hiding them. On knits, it highlights pilling and makes the fabric look fuzzy. On cotton or denim, it creates a faded, worn-out effect, even if the item is new. On structured fabrics, the shade can make seams and stitching look more pronounced, drawing attention to construction in a way that doesn't flatter. In harsh lighting or sunlight, the color collapses into a murky greenish-brown that gives no definition to the outfit at all. This is why jackets, cargo pants, t-shirts, and utility dresses in this tone often look tired and dated, no matter how you style them. The good news is that there are beautiful variations of green that look polished, modern, and elevated. Deep sage is soft but still rich enough to add sophistication. Emerald and forest green bring brightness to the skin and instantly look more luxurious. Even a cleaner olive with a warmer undertone gives a chic, intentional feel without dragging down your look. These alternatives pair better with neutrals like cream, camel, navy, and charcoal, making them far more wearable for mature wardrobes. If you've ever felt like your green pieces make you look a little washed out or unbalanced, replacing muddy olive with richer greens will make your outfits look fresher, more refined, and far more expensive. Color number 6, bright orange. Bright orange is one of the most challenging colors to wear elegantly because it overwhelms everything around it. This shade is extremely bold, and instead of adding energy to your outfit, it often makes the entire look feel loud, rushed, and unrefined. On mature skin, bright orange exaggerates warmth in the face, bringing out redness around the cheeks, nose, and chin. Instead of giving a healthy glow, it can make the complexion look uneven and overheated. Even when the garment has a beautiful cut, this intense shade steals the attention in a way that doesn't flatter the wearer. It's a color that demands the spotlight, but it does so harshly, which is why it often looks inexpensive regardless of the quality of the fabric. The problem becomes even more noticeable when bright orange appears on synthetic fabrics, which is where it's most often found. This shade tends to create a shiny or plasticky look on polyester and stretchy blends, amplifying the perception of cheapness. On knits, it can make the garment look bulky. On lightweight fabrics, it can appear thin and flimsy because the color highlights every wrinkle and seam. The overall effect is an outfit that feels busy and visually noisy, pulling the eye in all the wrong directions. Instead of elevating your look, bright orange can instantly shift it toward a casual, sporty, or discount store aesthetic, which is the opposite of what most women want. A much better approach is to move toward orange tones with depth and warmth. Burnt orange gives a rich, autumnal glow that looks sophisticated and pairs beautifully with neutrals like cream, camel, and chocolate brown. Terracotta adds warmth without the harshness, giving your outfits a grounded, stylish feel. Rust and copper tones flatter mature skin far more effectively, adding richness instead of intensity. These variations allow you to enjoy the expressive character of orange while keeping your outfits polished, balanced, and expensive-looking. If you love color but want to avoid looking too bold or unrefined, shifting from bright orange to deeper, earthier versions will instantly elevate your wardrobe. Color number 7, ashy lavender. Ashy lavender is one of those colors that feels soft and feminine at first glance. But the moment you put it on, it works against you in subtle but powerful ways. This version of lavender has a cool, grayish undertone that drains both the fabric and your skin of warmth. Instead of giving you that gentle, romantic glow, it settles across the complexion like a veil, flattening the natural radiance that mature skin needs. It's a shade that looks pretty on a hanger, but rarely translates into a polished, expensive look once it's worn. Even beautifully designed tops, blouses, and cardigans lose their life in this color because the undertone absorbs light rather than reflecting it. The more muted and dustier the lavender becomes, the more it highlights texture and fabric issues that you wouldn't notice in richer colors. On knits, ashy lavender can make the yarn look worn or fuzzy. On lighter materials like chiffon or jersey, it creates a faded effect that feels washed out, as if the garment has been bleached or left in the sun too long. This is especially noticeable in daylight or under bright lighting, where the color tends to look dull and slightly lifeless. In photos and video, the ashy undertone becomes even more obvious, making outfits appear older and more tired than they truly are. It's one of the rare shades that makes even high-quality pieces look lower in value. If you love purple, the solution isn't to avoid it, but to choose tones that bring richness instead of dullness. Soft lilac adds a gentle brightness that flatters the skin far more effectively. Mauve brings warmth and depth, giving outfits a quietly elegant feel. Richer purples like plum, berry, or eggplant look luxurious and pair beautifully with neutrals, adding a sense of sophistication that ashy lavender simply can't match. These alternatives lift your features, enhance the quality of your fabrics, and create a more intentional, polished look. If you've ever tried lavender and felt like something was off, swapping the ashy version for richer, warmer tones will completely change the way purple works in your wardrobe. Wearing the wrong colors can quietly undermine your entire wardrobe, no matter how expensive or well-tailored your clothes are. The 7 shades we've covered, dull beige, faded black, neon yellow, dirty white, muddy olive green, bright orange, and ashy lavender, drain the life from outfits, flatten your features, and make even high-quality fabrics look cheap. The key to looking polished, elevated, and effortlessly stylish is understanding how color interacts with your skin, your clothing, and the overall impression you want to make. Take a close look at your wardrobe and notice which shades are working for you and which are holding you back. Swap out the problematic tones for richer, warmer, or deeper alternatives, and you'll instantly lift your outfits and your confidence. If you found these tips helpful, make sure to hit subscribe, like the video, and share it with friends who need a wardrobe refresh. Comment below with the color you've been wearing most often that might be secretly aging or cheapening your look, and let us know which alternative you're excited to try first.